Hi everyone. Chapter books are so important to build your child's confidence that they can read on their own, that they can enjoy reading on their own. It can definitely be difficult during the school year when they have homework and things that they have to do, that you don't want them to lose sight of the fact that there's still stories and books out there that are fun that they want to read as well. So you want to keep that engaged throughout the whole year, not just in the summertime when they're not having schoolwork to do. You want them to make sure that it's still something that they're involved with on a regular basis to keep that passion alive for their reading. So I want to go through some storybooks. Most of them have series to them, so if they like the book, you can continue on and get more for them. And then I'm going to show you some of our illustrated collections as well. So one of our earlier chapter books is Hey Jack, and his counterpart is Billy B. So there's Billy B books too. These are just one of your first chapter books, really big text. I also have photographs of the insides of a lot of these books, so if you want to see the text again instead of me just going through it quickly on this video, I can post those for you, or I might just actually go ahead and put them up in an album. And these are written so if you have a child that has difficulty reading, you're not going to see any hyphenated words. You're not going to see any words that start on one page and go to the next page. So just really clean, bold print, large print, especially, or if you have an older child that's struggling with reading, giving them something that they can build their confidence, even if it's down a level, will just get them more excited and interested to continue to read and build that skill. So here's another one, Jack Russell, Dog Detective. Little bit more text in there, broken up with some pictures, not many. So this is going to require a little bit of a stronger reader, but fun little stories, not too thick, definitely digestible, something that they can get through rather quickly, so it doesn't seem like a longer chapter book that then can get discouraging if it takes them so long to finish. This is a really unique collection, Wheel Nuts. This one, you still need a little bit of an older reader because the words are small, the text is small, but it's on colored pages. The pages are a little bit thicker, so the words stand out. So again, if you're having a reader that's a little bit struggling with that black and white, this might keep them engaged with the different colored pages and just a fun book to read. Here's another one that's almost set up like a comic book. So now you're getting even older. That text is much smaller. So my children are small, but I'm going to say maybe a 10-year-old. I have to review my website. We have so many things, I can't remember them all. I'm not going to lie. So this is a fun one, Mystical Ninth Division, and there's several different ones in this. Really kind of fun stories. I love this one. This one's for a little bit older readers, girl-based, primarily, I would suggest. It might touch a little bit on dating, so depending on how you feel about that in your household. Again, an older reader, maybe 10 or so. And it's a choose your own adventure. There are different books to the choose your own, but they are not a series that you have to follow in a certain order. And let me step back for a second. Some of the chapter books that you'll see do have a specific order to them. Some do not. So it's the same characters, but there's no specific order. And if you have questions about which books do and do not that you're looking into a specific series, let me know and I can answer that question for you. So this, you get to choose your own adventure at the end of some chapters, and then you can change the story around. If you remember these when we were kids, they were fun. I always liked them. Gets them a little bit more involved. This series I actually own for myself. Not gonna lie, there's a couple ones that are for teens, that are young readers, that I enjoy, that a lot of consultants are reading. Kind of like Harry Potter or the Hunger Games. I mean, those were independent readers, and so many adults read them. This is the last 13. The one thing to note is that 13 is actually the first book of the series. It counts backwards. There are 13 dreamers. I've heard that I actually haven't started reading it yet, but I do own it, and it sounds wonderful. Um, I've heard that if you do like Hunger Games, that kind of storyline, that you'll like this one. They have to save the world, and there's 13 of them. There's a couple other ones, Conspiracy 365, The Debt. I have the whole collection of that. So lots of teen youth readers as well, if you're looking for the older crowd. Here are some illustrated books. This I'm going to go through some collections of stories, kind of combined volumes. This one's Aesop's stories for little children. There's actually Aesop's for older children too. Beautiful, bright pictures. Good bedtime reads or just story time moments. And there's a number of stories in here. I don't remember how many, maybe 8 or so. Let me see if I can find the cover real quick. And I can give you all of those if you're interested in Aesop's stories, the fables, like the tortoise and the eagle, the sun and the wind, the town mouse and the country mouse, and just really pretty illustrations. There's a ribbon bookmark in there too, so you can know where you left off. We have 5-minute bedtime stories. We have 10-minute stories I have on my shelf over there. Again, pretty illustrations. Some of the other illustrated readers. These are great, kind of good homework helpers again. This one is Greek myths. We also have Shakespeare, things like that. So not only are they just fun stories, obviously abridged versions for the size that you're getting, but if you have a reader who's studying this in school, but maybe they're struggling with it a little bit, maybe they're just not a strong reader, maybe it's just not their forte to be picking up, perhaps this would be a good collection for them to have so they can read it, get some pretty pictures, get a visual aid for them, too, to see those illustrations. Easier text, digestible, so if they're studying it, this might help them make more sense of it. Ribbon bookmark again, just pretty books. Some of the illustrated books that we have more pictures than others. It depends on how abridged they are. There's a few that aren't abridged at all. Like I have The Wizard of Oz, that's unabridged. So there's some illustrations in there, but not many because there's much more text for it being the whole story, complete story. This one is, Hans Christian Andersen, collection of stories. This one's stories from around the world, so if you want to delve into some stories from other cultures, just getting different perspective on stories that the rest of the world enjoys. Illustrations. So these are they're thick. I don't think you can see from the video. They're hardcover, but they're thick and soft. Just a really nice collection for your library. So if you have questions about those, there's a whole bunch. And there's a collection where you can get 6 of them for a discounted price. That's really nice, too. You can even put some away for the holidays and give them a little, 1 or 2 now and 1 or 2 for the holidays. A nice way to save some money there. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.